Okay, so I had a student ask me about this question, and this person was having a really hard time getting this problem to work out, and then I realized that the question help in this problem is actually incorrect when it comes to the t-score. So the t-score says that for a 99% confidence interval, it says the t-score was 2.779, which is not the correct t-score for a 99% confidence interval. So this was definitely an error in the example. So how do you calculate the t-score using technology? I'm going to show you, and you may have tried to do this and think, well, it's not giving me the right answer. Because I thought the same thing, but the example was wrong. So you click on T, and we see in the problem that n is 25. So if n is 25, degrees of freedom is n minus 1. So 25 minus 1 would be 24. Now you can do greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. It really doesn't matter. But let me show you how to figure out this 0.005. How do I know to put that in there? So that's the probability of the area under the tail. But I really think that the easiest way, sometimes the example that they show you can be a little confusing as far as the way it's explained. So let me show you, and I think I've showed this in other videos before, but this is a two-tail test, and since it is, and it's a 99% confidence interval, so we know that 99 is 0.99, and we know this whole area up under here is 1. So if you subtract 1 minus 0.99, you would get 0.01. Well, half of this 0.01 is going to go on the left side, and half of this 0.01 is going to go on the right side. So you have to divide this into two parts. So we end up with 0.005 on this side and 0.005 on this side. So anything within here would be 99%, but the 1%, half of it's going to be on this side and half of it is going to be on this side. So the 0.005, that is where that comes from. And so let me get back to the problem here. So if you put 0.005 in here, you're going to get a negative number because we're on the left side. If you were to do greater than or equal to, let me show you 0.005, it would be positive on the right side. So our critical t value is 2.797. So 2.797 is our critical, not z, I'm so used to saying z, is our critical t value. So let's put all our information that we know up here. We know that x, and I really think this student, once they know that t value was wrong in the example, that may have solved their problem. But I want to show you anyway because I didn't have one of these in the video resources. I think next would be S, and it's 4.5. And then the sample size is 25. And the population size is 180. Okay, and then we know that it's a 99% confidence interval, and we know that the t-score which gave us the most problem, is 2.797. And I think it was just a typo in the example. 2.797. So, okay, now we can use our formula where you're going to say the mean plus and mean minus, we're going to have an upper and a lower limit, is this t-score, which is alpha divided by 2, and we already know what's going to go there. Times the standard error of x. So we're going to have to calculate that in a second. And then we have the square root of hold on a second. Let me put that back up there. I didn't mean to erase all of that. 4.5 and n was 25. Apologize for that. Okay, so getting back to the formula here, it would be n minus n, the square root of n minus n over n minus 1. So now we basically need to plug everything in. We know that the mean is 23 plus or minus 2.797. And I'm just going to do this just to be on the safe side. And then the standard error of x, I'm going to go over here to the side to calculate that. That is just s divided by the square root of n. We know that s, or the standard deviation for the sample, is 4.5. And then the square root of n is the square root of 25. So 4.5 divided by 5 is, I don't know why I'm putting the x in the exponent. So excuse that. I'm not going to go back and erase that. So you end up getting 0.9 there. So we get 0.9 there. And then you're going to plug in, let's do this over here on the side. The square root of 180 minus 25 over 180 minus 1. So basically 155 over 179, and then you have to take the square root. And I believe in the example it said round to the 4th decimal place. So that would be 0.9305. So we're going to put this in the calculator. The first time you put it in the calculator, let's do the plus, and that will be our upper limit. So if you put 23 plus 2.797 times 0.9 times 0.9305, I believe you get 25.34. And then if you do 23 minus 2.797 times 0.9 times 0.9305, you will get 20.66. And let's look and make sure that that is what I had put in there. Okay, let me click off of that. So let's put this in and check it. We said we got, and these answers are probably when we were using the incorrect T-score because of the example. 20.66, and over here we have 25.34. And that did work. Again, there are mistakes. That's why I like you to ask your instructor if you just really have tried a problem over and over again and you're following the steps and not getting the right answer. Sometimes it can be rounding, but there are certain situations where the view and example can have a mistake. So this was definitely one of those situations.